Save the Children South Africa and Vana Children's Project hosted a powerful children's event in Huntington in Mpumalanga yesterday. Now, the campaign is part of commemoration of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, putting children squarely at the center of advocacy as well as dialogue and ensuring their voices actually shape solutions and lead the call for change. The event was hosted under the theme Break the Silence Against Child Abuse. South Africa continues to face alarming levels of violence against children, and Save the Children SA says more than 26,000 cases of child abuse and neglect were reported nationally in 2024-2025, an increase from the previous year. Director of Programs at Save the Children South Africa, Ms. Briede, joins us now to further unpack this. Megan, it's always a pleasure to have you with us. A very good afternoon. So talk to us about this campaign to break the silence against child abuse. As we observe the 16 days of activism, how did the event go yesterday in Mpumalanga?
The event yesterday went very, very well. And I think what stood out so much is the voices of young people. I think what we're seeing more and more is us as adults, I feel, have failed our children. You know, we have not been able to curb the abuse they face. And what we need now is to value the voice of our young, of the youth, and listen to their solutions and their challenges.
And that's very important, Megan. Maybe share with us, what are those young voices actually saying? How do they see past this cycle of abuse? What are they saying to adults who do not want to listen to them, who do not want to assist them, who cannot basically live in their reality and actually accord these solutions accordingly? What are these children saying?
So I think the thing that stood out the most is the issue of respect. So if we continue to have situations where parents or adults feel they don't need to listen to children, the cycle just continues to perpetuate. And they had some really clear, good points. Their biggest challenge is actually the fact that the police station is significantly far from their area, which means that cases of child abuse are very often not reported. These cases are dealt with within the community through traditional systems, which means that the perpetrators very often just remain in the community, and they need to every day see these people who have abused, who've raped, so they feel there's no solution coming from their immediate adults. And they're looking to organizations like Save the Children to say, stand with us, be our voice, raise the alarm. They want to see a satellite police office in their area so that they can actually report and demand the justice they should get.
This is very interesting, Megan, because I'm sure you are aware there's an African parliament where actually children are the ones that actually convene that sitting, and they actually participate in all political solutions that are facing, as well as challenges that are facing the African continent. Why don't we have the same when it comes to issues of abuses and other challenges that are faced by children at large in this regard? So, I mean, to understand and address a problem, you need a proper diagnostic-based research as well as data like you've actually explored. So we often hear narratives, Megan, that seek to shift the blame to socio-economic challenges like poverty, hunger, unemployment, right? But then in a system that is unfortunately socially unjust or unequal, it means the approach to these reforms and effective means to fight the prevalence of abuses needs to be different. How do we achieve this as a country in totality?
So in totality, I think the first thing, honestly, and you spoke about Parliament, we did recently have the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament and Save the Children partners with the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund, as well as Department of Social Development. And that's a powerful platform, but it's only powerful if we as adults don't look at it as tokenism. So, oh, we've heard the voices of children. No, we've heard their voices, and we're now going to act on their voices. So we're not just going to say, oh, you know, we're great, we listen. Listening's not enough. Action's what we need. We need to change our system. We need to look at our justice system. Do we have enough courts? For example, there's only about approximately 8 courts to hear cases of child abuse in Mpumalanga. So cases are delayed. So we need to change that. We need to make it more accessible. we also need to prioritize cases against children. So their cases are at the top of the roll. So we don't have children waiting years and years and years for justice.
Megan, I'm very interested. Were members of Parliament in the necessary ministries and departments actually part of this campaign to actually just sit there and take account and stock of some of these solutions that they can actually make as part of their recommendations and, effective policy? Because the other important aspect, as you've just rightly mentioned there, or factor, Megan, is the matter of policing and under-resourcing or non-skilled personnel who are merely just passing time during work hours, who have no interest in seeking justice for the victims. And the overall mistrust of the judicial process is quite a major sticking point, right?
Absolutely. In the talks yesterday and in engaging with the young people, that mistrust was so clear. It was really evident that they've reported cases, that they don't feel they get anywhere. They have to go back home to the perpetrators very often, and continue to experience abuse. And the adults around them continue to fail them.
It's quite interesting indeed. If we're looking at this year, I'm thinking about that that Justice for Kwekwe case where we still don't know what actually happened to the child, even though various means were actually explored, even the judicial route. But still, till this day, we do not know what happened. Megan, unfortunately, we're out of time. Thank you so much. As always, keep championing the rights for the children of this country. That was Miss Megan Briede there. She's the Director of Programs at Save the Children South Africa, talking to us about their march against child abuse that was themed Break the Silence.